In addition to providing stories for practicing reading and fluency skills, we also provide students with word games designed to build their knowledge of words and word parts. There are 4 word activities to choose from: word sort, 3 in a row, mystery word, and word world. What follows is a brief look at each game. To view step-by-step instructions, click on the directions link at the top of each page. In the word sort activity, students will practice sorting words based on their word endings. This is great practice for students learning how to sound out words. As the tutor, you will select the word from the list of 9 words you'll see above coloured boxes. Your student will see the same word on screen, but will only see one word, not the menu that you have. Ask your student where the word belongs based on the word ending. Once you click on the appropriate box, the word will populate and the student will see the same word on their screen. Once all the words have been placed in a box, draw your student's attention to the similarities of the words. Then ask your student to read the words in each box. 3 in a row is a favourite activity for many students. This additional exposure to words will help encourage fluent reading and word identification. When you're ready to begin, determine who will be a cross and who will be a nought. Notice each box has a word. Your pupil can see the same words as you. Taking turns, you and your student will try to be the first to get 3 crosses or noughts in a row, up, down, across, or diagonally. When you place a cross or a nought in the box, your student will see the same thing on their screen. Mystery word is a fun way of learning vocabulary and will help students remember the spelling of new words. To begin, think of a word or use one of the suggested words found on the right side of your screen. The student cannot see these words. When you have a word in mind, click on the number of letters of the word. Your student will see the same number of blank spaces on their screen. As your student begins to guess letters, click on the letter on the keyboard. This will highlight that letter for both you and your student. Please put your cursor on the appropriate line and select the letter using your computer keyboard. Your student will see each letter on their screen. You may find your student needs a little help getting started with this activity. Consider filling in the first letter or offering a clue to help your student guess the word. Word world is a fun way for pupils to practice spelling and word patterns. To play, spin the wheel to begin. A word will appear on your screen, but the pupil will not see the word. The spinner will stop on a letter, which will populate on the pupil's screen. Click No to continue spinning until there are enough letters for the pupil to guess what the word might be, or until the pupil can read the word on the screen. Click Yes to show a new word and play the game again. The whiteboard simulates a magnetic board and is great for practicing spelling, difficult words, or making up fun sentences. Type a word or phrase in the field at the bottom of the screen. When you click Submit Word, your student will see the same word or phrase on their screen. You can also move words and phrases around by dragging anywhere on the board. Why not make up a story together each week? You will always have a chance to practice activities prior to your session using the practice tutoring tool that we covered in the first training. There are 2 types of stories in our platform to choose from: simple stories and reading stories. Simple stories appear at the lower reading levels and contain short words that the child should know at this reading level using phonic patterns that they have already been taught, like hat and pat. For unconfident readers, this is a good place to start as the text is simple. Remember that for early readers, even very brief words can be challenging to read. When reading simple stories, we want students to gain confidence and practice reading with fluency. Reading fluently means that a child can read without having to stop and sound out words, and as they progress, they can also start to use expression to enliven the story. Reading stories use both words that students should know and also those that they are learning in Year 1 or 2. By reading these stories, students are increasing their word knowledge and practicing newly learned words. At the higher levels, reading stories include very engaging texts covering varied topics, many of which are sponsored by our partners. Some introduce science-related content about the Earth, space exploration, and chemistry.